Before I met you, I spent my whole life just wanting to die. I definitely never wanted a child. Refused to bring a little person into the pain of my life. I know people may think that it's selfish and just not nice, but if you never felt the things that I feel, then how could you know what's right? Children deserve nothing but to be loved, but how could I do that when I've never even been hugged? But yet, you had plans of your own. Finding myself pregnant at just 16 years old. I knew instantly, but could tell no one. If she found out about you, my controller would kill me. And I knew the man who helped make you could never be a father. I spent so much time trying to figure out just how to get rid of you. I just can't possibly see any hope. So why can't I stop being a punk and just kill us both? The seasons are changing, and it's getting warmer now. And even though she hasn't really said so, I know she knows. Making me wear these big ass clothes out of fear that something shows. So finally she stops denying, because now she can no longer hide it. So we finally go to the doctor to confirm the worst. I'm 6 months pregnant and it's too late for you to go. So she starts looking at these agencies deciding who will take you away. But if I let that happen, I'm sure my heart will always ache. And after experiencing that ultrasound, I fell in love. So now, it's definitely too late. So at 8 months pregnant, I decided to end my old life and start a new one just for you. I no longer wanted you to die, because I realized I needed you for me to stay alive.
Yes, you are. I don't think you know, I don't think you know how blessed you are. I don't think you know, I don't think you know how blessed you are.
Comfort is overrated anyways. Give me a reason to trust anyone but myself.
Can we drink from the same body of water?
It's clearer than I imagined.
And I imagined you time after time before we met. A needle drawn blood, a lover's kiss sought. A lover's kiss like a drug sought. The ones who love me are a twinge in the nerve, forgiveness for the past, an empty cavity, not a heart.
Your heart is the same color and size as mine.
Works out
Our bodies the same. Each vessel says, love me, dance with me.
Snickers, you'll learn to trust my advice. I learn by making silly mistakes over and over till I'm bored of them. I move to a city every 5 years. I never decide on a lover, I arrive at them. Open their insides. I see past their eyes. I ask each one, what do you fear? With a smile on my face. It's the things I fear that show me the most.
Fear. I want to love you more than every second of fear I spend on you. More than the number of times my unanswered calls leave me shell-shocked, staring toward that glint of city where maybe you still live. More than the number of places I imagine us. Hawaii, roller coasters, a car we own, a forest somewhere, and more than all the ways we never get there. I want to love you more than I dream you behind bars, and more than our shared number of scars, and more than you nightmare drag me toward caskets the way one leads a horse to water. I want to love you to health insurance. I want to love you to retirement. I want to love you to 3 meals a day, checks in the bank, a quiet Saturday. But I don't know how to love you unprotected.
Stare down
The storm, find your reckless body and adore it.
Most people love what keeps them safe, but I left a lover of 6 years who kept me safer than my own mother. The next man says I love him because I never know what to expect.
I won't admit it, but he's right. You say I save you daily, but you are not safe, and I am not well rested. Can I love you in the present? Your heart is the same color and size as mine. Works out our bodies the same. Each vessel says, love me, dance with me. Can I love you in the present? Each time I do, is the purple knot that swells in my chest God's own brave heart as he watches humans wander close to the fire, and still he loves them, and still he loves them, and still he loves them fiercely more than anything.
learned my hardest lessons from you. How to prepare to leave a soul who makes my most beautiful self. Or how to wash my body with unscented soap so I am clean but never overbearing. Or how to let my eyes fill with tears, watching without crying for weeks until I read a poem that my roommate wrote, demanding I wake up every day and do the hard thing. Demands that I clean my room and listen to music that makes me feel strong. That should demand I stare at myself naked in the mirror until my figure blurs, look at my reflection and smile because my hips are wider than the jetty stretching down miles of ocean, wider than 10 smiles of people I love lined up to greet me, wider than the river isn't wide, not wide enough to forgive me for all of the sin I've done. I don't need to call them sins, it's just what my mom would do. He pinches my cheeks when we say hello and goodbye, gathers my hair like a bird's nest, curly and wild, tells me never to forget the way we taste like salt. I bawl my eyes out when I read my roommate's poem. The next day we make love and it's a little sad, because for the first time I see the end, like a tired rock, like a starfish missing one of its lovely angles. It looks like a rose vine between blooms, like my eyes on days when they're muddy green. It looks like me finally admitting I can't look you in the eyes if I'm going to leave.
Yo, check it. Question. So that has a very long outro, which is really cool, but is like a good 30 seconds long after the last chorus. Do we want to let it play? Or
I think in this case we might all need it.
okay.
A little.
And with the light.